The Council's laughter. The Galactic Council chamber was a hall of shining crystal and endless echoes. Alien leaders from every corner of the galaxy filled the curved table, their voices sharp, their laughter cold. At the center of the chamber, a hologram of Earth glowed faintly, a small blue world circling a yellow star. To most of the Council it looked harmless, weak, unworthy. "They call themselves humans," sneered a scaled leader with 6 arms, his emerald skin gleaming under the chamber lights. A species of flesh and bone tied to one fragile planet. "They have no claws, no fangs, no wings. Without their toys, they are nothing." Laughter rippled across the chamber. A long-necked counselor with silver eyes added, "We sent scouts to their system. What did we find? Mining ships, old colonies, weak patrol craft, nothing more. They are a child race pretending to be strong." Another leaned forward, his spines rattling with amusement. "They are loud, yes, brave with words, but power, they have none. If they dare resist us, we will crush them with a single fleet." The chamber erupted with laughter again. The sound was cruel, echoing through the crystal walls. But in one shadowed corner the elder stood. His skin was pale, his body frail, but his eyes burned with something deeper than time. He leaned on his staff and spoke, his voice quiet but sharp enough to cut through their laughter. "You mock what you do not understand," he said. "You call them weak because you only see what they choose to show you. But humans are not so simple." The chamber quieted slightly, though smirks remained on alien faces. The scaled leader leaned closer, his grin wide. "Old One, you have told us these tales before. Legends of human cunning, whispers of human fire. Yet we see nothing. If they were dangerous, we would know." The elder raised his staff, his voice grew stronger. "You do not know because they have hidden. They wait in silence, they build in shadows. And one day when they reveal what they have hidden, you will not laugh. You will tremble." The chamber broke again into mocking laughter. Some pounded, their hands on the table. Others covered their mouths to hide their smirks. Silence. Shadows. "Bah," the long-necked counselor sneered. "Perhaps humans hide because they are ashamed of their weakness." The scaled leader's eyes glowed. "Yes, let them hide. When they crawl out, we will break them. One fleet is all it takes." The elder lowered his staff slowly. His gaze swept the chamber, filled with pride and arrogance, and his voice turned heavy. "You believe you see the whole sky, yet you look only at the stars in front of you. Earth holds secrets, and when those secrets rise, they will appear not with sound but with silence, and that silence will shake the galaxy." The Council ignored him. Far from the Council chamber, deep in Earth's orbit, silence ruled. The planet below spun peacefully, its blue oceans glittering, its white clouds drifting across continents. To alien eyes it seemed harmless, ordinary. But hidden in the black void above the planet, something stirred. A shadow darker than the night itself drifted silently, massive in size. Its hull reflected nothing, its shape invisible against the stars. It was not a battleship, it was not a fleet. It was something greater, something older, something Earth had built in silence and hidden for decades. A supercarrier. It moved without a sound, its colossal frame sliding like a ghost through orbit. Hundreds of human fighters slept within its vast hangars. Its weapons, sealed and silent, pulsed with energy that no alien record had ever seen, and yet it remained hidden. Watching. Waiting. Back in the chamber, the laughter grew louder. A counselor raised his goblet high. "To the humans, may they remain our favorite joke." Others joined him, mocking the very thought of human power. But the elder whispered to himself, unheard by the rest, "Laugh while you can. When the silence breaks, it will not be laughter that fills the galaxy. It will be fear." The chamber glowed with arrogance. Earth spun quietly in space, and high above it, the hidden supercarrier drifted like a predator in the dark, unseen by all but waiting. For its moment, the galaxy laughed at humans, but soon the galaxy would fall silent, vanishing fleets, The laughter of the Galactic Council still echoed across the chamber. They believed the Elder's warning was nothing more than an old man's tale. But beyond their polished walls. Strange. Reports began to arrive. The first came from a border scout ship near Earth system. Its last transmission was a single word. Shadows. Then silence. No wreckage, no signal, nothing. The ship and its crew vanished into the void. At first, the Council ignored it. Scouts were expendable, space was dangerous, accidents happened, but then another patrol disappeared. Then another. Entire groups of ships sent to observe the humans never returned. Within weeks, a dozen vessels were gone, and the whispers began. In the chamber, a counselor with silver eyes slammed his claws on the table. This is sabotage. Pirates, rebels, anything but humans. They cannot do this. But another counselor spoke with unease. Then where are the wrecks? Where are the distress calls? Fleets vanish into nothingness. This is not the work of pirates. The scaled leader hissed, his emerald skin glowing with anger. You are fools. Humans could never do this. They have no fleet strong enough, no weapons sharp enough. This is only fear speaking. From the shadows, the elder rose again. His voice was calm, but it carried across the hall. No, this is not fear, this is truth. You laughed when I said they hide in silence. Now you see the silence swallowing your ships. Laughter filled the hall once more, though weaker this time. Some counselors shifted uneasily in their seats. Far, from the council's eyes, deep in the black around Earth, silence ruled again. The Supercarrier drifted like a dark mountain in space. Around it, smaller human ships, stealth destroyers and silent cruisers, slipped through the void. They were invisible to alien sensors, cloaked in technology no one believed humans could create. Inside the Supercarrier, Commander Elias stood, at the main deck. His officers reported calmly. Scout vessel destroyed. No survivors. Patrol fleet intercepted. Silent boarding complete. Data secured. No transmissions escaped. No one knows what happened. Elias nodded. His voice was cold, sharp, controlled. Good. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. The less they see, the more they fear. He turned to the massive window, where Earth glowed blue below. The stars reflected in his eyes as he whispered, They think we are weak. They think silence is fear. Let them keep thinking that, until the moment we show them. Back in the council, the whispers spread louder. Reports were piling up. Fleets vanished without a trace. The scaled leader slammed his fists again. Then we send a larger fleet, not scouts, not patrols, a war group. Let the humans see true firepower. Then we will know the truth. Some nodded, eagerly, desperate to restore pride. Others looked away, their silence betraying unease. The elder only whispered, Send your fleets. You will not like what you find. Days later, a fleet of 50 warships crossed into human space. Cruisers, battleships, and destroyers moved together, their weapons glowing with deadly energy. Find the humans, the alien admiral barked. Force them into the open. If they resist, burn them. For hours, their scanner searched. Empty space. Dead silence. Not even a signal. Then one by one, their ships went dark. A cruiser's engines failed without warning. A destroyer's lights flickered, then vanished. Crews screamed through comms, but their voices cut off mid-sentence. The admiral panicked. Where are they? Where are the humans? From the void, shadows moved. Huge, silent shapes slid across. The stars. The humans had been there all along. Watching, waiting. And then, the fleet was gone. Only a handful of survivors limped back to council space. Their voices were broken, their eyes filled with fear. They came from nowhere. One whispered, They did not fire like us, they cut us apart without sound. We never even saw their true ship, only shadows. The council chamber erupted in chaos. This cannot be, one shouted. It is lies, said another. But the whispers outside the chamber told a different story. Across the galaxy, traders, soldiers, and workers all repeated the same phrase. Fire. Humans have something hidden. On the Supercarrier, Commander Elias listened to intercepted alien broadcasts. His officers looked to him for orders. "Should we reveal the carrier, sir?" one asked. Elias shook his head. His eyes stayed cold. "Not yet. Let the shadows do the work. The less they see, the more they fear. And when the moment comes, the galaxy will understand what Earth has built." The elder sat in the chamber, his head bowed. But in his heart, he felt the truth rising. "You laughed," he whispered to himself. "But soon, laughter will die. For when the hidden awakens, silence will fall on all." The first glimpse, the council chamber was restless. Reports of vanishing fleets spread like fire. Scouts, patrols, even a war group of 50 ships, gone. No wreckage, no transmissions, only silence. The scaled leader slammed his fists on the crystal table, his voice sharp as steel. "Enough of these ghost stories. Humans cannot erase fleets without a trace. They hide behind tricks, shadows, and lies. We will expose them for the fragile creatures they are." He raised his clawed hand. "Send a grand fleet. Not 50 ships. 500. Let the humans face real power." The chamber shook with uneasy agreement. Some leaders nodded, others hesitated, but fear kept them silent. The elder leaned on his staff, his voice soft but cutting. "You still do not understand. They do not hide because they are weak. They hide because they choose to. And when they reveal what they have kept hidden, your arrogance will shatter," the scaled leader hissed in laughter. "Then let them reveal it. I want to see these shadows you worship so much." Days later, the Council's grand fleet arrived near Earth's orbit. The stars filled with alien ships, rows of cruisers, destroyers, and dreadnoughts, each armed with weapons that had ended rebellions across the galaxy. Their formation spread wide, blocking out entire constellations. At their center, the alien admiral sat on his command throne, his scales gleaming under the glow of his screens. His voice rang across the fleet. "Humans, come out of your holes. Show us what power you think you hold, or we will burn your planet until nothing remains." The fleet waited. Silence. The admiral smirked. "Cowards." As expected. But then the stars shifted. At first it looked like a shadow, a trick of the void. But the shadow grew. Larger. Wider. The stars behind it vanished, swallowed by its colossal shape. Gasps filled the alien fleet. Crews stared at their screens in disbelief. The shadow was not space. It was a ship. The Supercarrier. It drifted forward slowly, its black hull absorbing all light. No signal, no roar of engines, no flashing weapons. It simply appeared, a mountain of steel in the sky, so vast it made dreadnoughts look like insects. The alien admiral's voice cracked for the first time. "Impossible." Inside the human supercarrier, Commander Elias stood tall. His officers watched calmly as the Council fleet scrambled in panic. "Enemy fleet forming attack lines," one officer reported. Elias's face remained steady. His voice was calm, almost quiet. "Hold fire. Let them see." The supercarrier kept moving, its sheer size casting shadows across the alien ships. It carried hundreds of fighters, squadrons of drones, and weapons that had never been tested in open space. Yet none of it was used. The silence itself was the weapon. Back in the Council fleet, fear spread quickly. "It's bigger than anything we've ever seen." It moved out of nowhere. How did we not detect it? "Admiral, what do we do?" The admiral forced his voice steady. "Fire everything, now." The fleet unleashed its fury. Plasma beams lit the void. Missiles screamed through space. Energy bolts streaked toward the human ship. The night sky became fire, and yet when the light faded, the supercarrier still stood, untouched, silent. Then, for the first time, it moved. Panels slid open along its black hull. From within, fighters poured out, not hundreds, but thousands. Small, fast, silent. They vanished into the dark before alien sensors could even lock onto them. Moments later, explosions ripped through the alien fleet. Engines cut out. Weapons died. Cruisers drifted powerless. The humans did not destroy everything. They struck with precision, disabling ships, leaving survivors to watch in terror. Alien commanders shouted in panic. "We can't track them." They hit from behind, again and again. "Our systems are blind." Inside the supercarrier, Elias gave quiet orders. "Do not finish them. Leave them broken. Let them crawl home. Let them carry the story." His officers nodded. The humans did not seek annihilation. They sought fear. Fear spread faster than fire. Back in the council chamber, live feeds of the battle flashed across the walls. The mighty fleet was in ruins. Alien ships spun helplessly in space, their crews crying for help. At the center of it all, the supercarrier drifted calmly, its shadow swallowing the stars. Counselors whispered in terror. "It's too big. It's unstoppable." How did they build this? The scaled leader stared in silence, his arrogance cracking for the first time. The elder rose, his staff glowing faintly. "Now you see. This is only their glimpse. Their silence was not weakness, it was patience. And now their silence has broken." When the battle ended, survivors limped back to council space. Their voices trembled as they spoke of the monster that appeared from nowhere. It swallowed the stars. It shrugged off our fire. We never stood a chance. The galaxy listened. Whispers became fear. Fear became legend. And above Earth, the supercarrier vanished again into the dark, leaving only silence in its wake. The supercarrier moves. The galaxy did not sleep after the first glimpse of Earth's hidden supercarrier. Survivors of the Council's grand fleet whispered of a shadow larger than worlds, a ship that appeared out of nowhere and shrugged off their fire. They called it many names: the Ghost of Earth, the Black Mountain, the Silent Beast. But all the names carried the same meaning: fear. The Council tried to silence the stories, but fear spread faster than orders. Workers in distant mines whispered it at night. Soldiers muttered it before battle. Even children on distant colonies carved its shape into walls. And still the Council did not understand. In the chamber, the scaled leader roared, his emerald body glowing with fury. "This is nothing but a ship. One ship cannot stand against the galaxy. They tricked us with illusions. Next time we will crush them." But another counselor spoke with trembling hands. "You saw the feeds. You saw their power. We sent 500 ships, and it was nothing against them. If that was only one, how many more do they hide?" The elder leaned on his staff. His voice was calm, but it carried across the chamber. "You do not understand yet. That was not their attack. That was only their warning. You have not seen the supercarrier move." Far from the chamber, in the black void above Earth, the supercarrier stirred. Inside, Commander Elias walked the silent bridge. Officers stood at their stations, calm, disciplined. Before them, the stars stretched endless and cold. "Reports from intelligence," one officer said. "Another alien fleet is gathering. 200 ships. They plan to strike at the colonies near Earth." Elias nodded slowly. His voice was steady, almost quiet. "Then we will move. Let the galaxy see what they fear." With a hum that shook the void, the supercarrier came alive. Its engines glowed faintly, but no sound filled space. The Black Mountain drifted forward, and with it silence. The alien fleet near Earth's colonies waited with confidence. Their commander sneered at the empty sky. Where are the humans? Hiding, as always. Weak, fragile. But then the shadow appeared. Slowly at first, then all at once, the stars vanished behind its colossal frame. The alien commander froze. "By the void," he whispered. The supercarrier turned. Its vast hangar doors opened. From within poured hundreds of fighters, sleek and black. They made no sound, no light, only shadows darting across the stars. The alien fleet fired desperately. Plasma bolts lit the void. Missiles screamed through space. But the fighters moved like ghosts, slipping past every shot. One by one, alien ships fell. Engines exploded. Weapons went dark. Cruisers spun helplessly, powerless and broken. Then the supercarrier itself fired. Panels opened along its hull, revealing weapons never seen before. Beams of white light lanced silently across the void. Alien ships split in half, clean and sudden. Others vanished in explosions of fire, their crews screaming into nothingness. But the humans did not destroy everything. They struck with precision, cutting engines, shattering weapons, leaving ships crippled but alive. The alien commander stared in horror. His voice trembled as he gave his last order. "Retreat, retreat, we cannot fight this monster." His ship turned, engines flaring. But the supercarrier's shadow followed, blocking his path. Fighters swarmed, cutting his escape. His last transmission ended with a single, broken whisper. "They move like shadows." On the bridge of the supercarrier, Elias watched calmly. His officers waited for his command. "Should we finish them, sir?" one asked. Elias shook his head. His voice was quiet but sharp. "No. Leave them. Let them crawl home. Let the galaxy hear their screams. Fear is louder than fire." The fighters returned. The weapons closed, and the supercarrier drifted back into silence, vanishing as quickly as it appeared. Back in the council chamber, chaos reigned. Survivors had returned again, broken and terrified. Their stories echoed across the chamber. They tore us apart with silence. We could not even see their fighters. The supercarrier, it moves like a world alive. Some counselors trembled. Others shouted for extermination. The scaled leader roared in rage, his voice cracking for the first time. "This is lies, tricks, illusions." But no one believed him anymore. The galaxy had seen too much. The elder rose, his eyes burning like fire. "You asked for proof, now you have it. The supercarrier does not only exist, it moves. And when it moves, empires tremble." Across the galaxy, whispers turned into cries. "Did you hear? The humans moved the supercarrier. It is not just a shadow, it is a weapon. Maybe the council cannot stop them. Maybe no one can." Oppressed races began to rise. Miners laid down their chains. Soldiers refused orders. Merchants stopped paying tribute. And everywhere, one word spread with hope and fear alike. Humans,